of allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention that former state representative Mrs. Harris passed away this past weekend, so we want to pray for her family, please. And that would be Earl Harris's mom. Roll call, please.
First District, David Ham.
Here.
Second District, Gloria Slade.
Present.
Third District, Charlie Brown. Fourth District, Pete Lindemoter.
Present.
Fifth District, Christine Sead.
Here.
Sixth District, Ted Bilski.
Here.
Seventh District, Randy Meyer.
Present.
Okay. The minutes have been distributed.
Madam Chair, make a motion to approve minutes. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-1 absent. Awards and resolutions.
Chair, I'd like to make a motion. Jason, if you come on, meet you over here. We have two different ones, so I just go in numeric order of the two. So, Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2353. This is a resolution in support and recognizing vets, restoring vets, and innovative peer support program. Military veterans appropriately, I can't even speak this way, I apologize. They experience mental health issues due to unique service experiences. And peer and social support interventions have shown promise in improving veterans' mental health alongside clinical mental health interventions. Yet there are limited studies on veterans designed and veterans-led peer or social support interventions. And the Restoring Vets is an innovative veteran design and a veteran-led community-based peer and social support program study exploring experiences of veterans. The preliminary study was a long-term community-based participatory research partnership between Indiana University School of Medicine Northwest Regional Campus and Operational Combat Lifesaver. And whereas convening veterans with shared experiences around innovative and supportive social activities may develop their perceived sense of purpose, belonging, and mutual support and productive improvements in mental health. So therefore, let it be written, and let it be resolved as follows, that the Lake County Council expresses its support and recognizes the Vets Innovative Peer Support Program. Signed this date by Councilman Ham, Niemeyer, Lindermoller, Clay, Bilski, Brown, and Acting Chair, Council Lady Christine said. So moved.
For a second.
Second.
All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Motion passes 6-1 absent.
Say, let everybody have a chance to talk, but it's so important that we reach out to veteran service members. Those that know me know that I worked with the Teamsters, and I have a lot of veterans that came into the union, and then later in life, the problems that they're having, things they're exposed to, from exposure to jet fuel on aircraft carriers that has brought out MS. We're seeing a lot of these other things triggered. And so when you see somebody looking a little odd, maybe he's got camo on and he's stretching out and he's just standing there and he looks a little odd, don't assume that he's such a terrible person, that he could be a vet that's just struggling to get through each day of his life. And maybe he just needs a smile or she just needs a smile and maybe a wave or a friendly hello. And it makes him feel a sense of purpose. And I would hope and encourage everybody to do that. Anything else to add? And some introductions first off, please go ahead.
I'm Jason Zaidman, founder and creator of Operation Charlie Bravo. It used to be called Operation Combat Bike Saver. But since the beginning, when we started up, it was about motorcycles. But since then, as veteran crises arise, I found that we needed more programs to suit every demographic of veteran that comes in. Find a different form of mixed method therapies to bombard a veteran with no excuse to either commit suicide or become homeless. So in 8 years, we have 7 programs now, all tailored around different areas, male, female. It doesn't matter what form, background, what branch of service they were in. We try to tailor every bit of our facility. We're over here on North Street. We've got a 13,000 square foot facility now. And it's just a big DIY place where we attack each other's problems. We assess each other as veterans. I'm a disabled veteran, but I still feel that I'm able to be that return on investment. So we help veterans become better veterans and still be products of society, or at least have a moderated happiness level in their life, so that they don't have a choice to commit suicide or become homeless. So we're on the prevention end. We keep those things from happening. So we had to change our name to Operation Charlie Bravo. And we're continuing. I'm hoping to have a few more programs in the next few years. And we're getting ready to open up our hot rod therapy up in Bourbonnais here very soon. Actually, he just called me this morning because they're already running one of our Lima Charlie programs, which is a peer support group. They just sit around and talk. But our website is out there, ocbravo.org, if you look it up, or social media. If you want any other information, the entire study is on our website too, through IU. That was a 3.5-year study that we went through, just all qualitative, quantitative data that we put together. Amazing efforts on the back end of, and I got to give it to the veterans too for opening up and being able to express their concerns and everything for the study to even be able to happen. So thank you guys for recognizing this.
Well, first, thank you for your service. And can you tell me how many veterans are participating?
We have a little over 100 a week that come in. So we're open Thursday nights, Fridays during the day or in the evening, 6 p.m. That's our jam session. So we have veteran peer support group Thursday night. We have a jam session. We have we have like 5-6 guitars, a drum set, 3 pianos, tons of musical equipment. So that's a jam session on Friday night. And then all day Sunday is the DIY therapy, all hot rod stuff, garage things. We have woodworking, we're refurnishing, we have a paint booth. And so we redo furniture and stuff like that in there. We'd love to get into woodworking, but mixing the welding with wood is a little more difficult, so we need more space. So it's free technically, but once veterans put in 40 hours there, we give them an RFID card. And they get a tier level. It's like a security access level. So it's either tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, what access level they have. Like volunteers and people like that, they have a tier 1 card because they get in the offices and everything. But a general veteran that comes in, they get a card and it's like a 24-hour gym. So even if it's 2 o'clock, I've met guys there at the shop at 2 o'clock in the morning because they're going through something difficult. And they need to get out of the toxic situation that they're in, and they at least have this doghouse. This place to come meet the veterans and help each other find a way, a resolution, a way forward that's not negative. So we meet there anytime, and they have a key card they can get in there if they need to fix their lawnmower or solve an issue or a problem that's in their life, or just go in there and be creative. So they have 24/7 access to this facility once they've put in their 40 hours of knowing the layout of the land, how to turn furnaces on and off, and we have cameras all over in there and we check on each other. There's somebody always there. So
I'm sure they're very appreciative of that,
I believe they are.
Madam
Thank
Chair,
you. Yes.
I remember Jason and his wife coming to a Cedar Lake Town Council meeting many years ago when you were having an event there at the town grounds when you guys were first starting.
Yeah, out of my house.
Yep, I remember it well, and I congratulate you on your success as an organization, but more than that, the success you've had in serving your fellow veterans. back then it was just kind of a startup, a fledgling, hey, I think we can make a difference type thing. And boy, you've shown that your dedication has made a huge difference in the community. Keep up the good work. Can't wait to see what's next for you and your family. You guys have been awesome. So thank you very much for your service.
Thank you.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2354. 2354 is a resolution recognizing November 11th as Veterans Day.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, if I could please for the record, recognizing November 11th as Veterans Day, whereas throughout the country's history, generations of men and women have answered the call to leave their families and their jobs and put their futures and even their lives on the line to valiantly defend our nation and its inalienable rights. And whereas for many, the sacrifice has ended in permanent injury or death, yet the spirit remains in continued preservation of freedom and promise of liberty. And November 11th, 1918 marked the end of World War I, and in 1938, Congress passed legislation to make November 11th, Armistice Day, a permanent day dedicated to the cause of world peace. And after World War II, the day became known as Veterans Day. Signed by this august body, Councilman David Ham, Niemeyer, Linda Muller, Lay, Bilski, Brown, and Acting Chair Christine Sid.
Thank you.
We got Mason.
Jason, are you planning anything for November to celebrate?
Get something together.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks, guys.
And thanks to all our veterans.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to honor the 2023 Sid Gardner Scholarship Award recipients, which I do believe you have one over here. Are you Paige?
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll take a picture. You want to come on?
Can I get a second? Oh, you're here
Second.
also? Okay, go ahead. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
For those of you who, the Sid Gardner Scholarship, Sid Gardner was a councilman. He served a while here, and he worked with IU for a scholarship, preferably to employees of Lake County government or their relative. And if there weren't any of those that applied, then it went to, you had to have a 2.7 grade point average. Okay, so we have two recipients here. We have Dominique Santos and Amy. Okay, and Amy is an employee
Paige.
Paige is an employee of Amy who works in our coroner's office. So congratulations to you.
We're gonna take a photo.
And then we'll have each of you say something.
Get my ugly mug out of here. Picture this.
Should you tell us,
I told you there'd be a speech.
I'm Dominique Santos. I was a corrections officer for 7 years here. I'm now going to school for nursing at IUN. And I did want to say just how grateful I am because I pay 100% out of pocket for everything for school. So this scholarship has helped me more than I could probably express.
Great.
So I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Hi, my name is Paige Wood. I'm going to school for criminal justice with a double minor in forensics and pre-law. I soon to hope to apply for law school. I'm a senior right now at IUN. And I currently work at the hospital and I work 96 hours every pay period. So I pay off fully out of pocket for school. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys and everything that you've done for me. So thank you so much.
Proud of you. All right, Health Department. Niemeyer, Councilman Niemeyer.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion, on ordinance establishing the Lake County Health Department's local public health services fund, Fund 1161, non-reverting fund. Motion to approve.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion?
Discussion. Nick, I have a couple questions in this process, if you would. One of the concerns that's been brought to me by some of my constituents is, obviously people have been concerned about the details in SB4 that created this, but more than that is, the funds being created, I've been told, are for a 2-year period. Is that correct?
Well, it's within the 2-year budget cycle of the state.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that'll be re-upped depending upon surpluses, because it was my understanding that a lot of this came out of surpluses.
I don't know where it came
Yeah.
from, but it's part of their budget, so it's a 2-year budget.
So in that, these are, taxpayer funds. Do you guys have regular health board meetings?
Yeah, well, we have health board meetings. They're not pre-scheduled.
Do you think we could do a little better at pre-scheduling them so that the public, since this is their money and it's their health department, could at least attend and view and review how the money is being used for different things that it's been earmarked for as part of this process?
Yeah, we've talked to the commissioner's office about this recently, so we're working on that.
Okay, and it would be good if we could advertise those to where the public could find out, because on the website, there's really no record of any meeting ever taking place. So I think it's important with millions more in funding that we have the ability for the public to participate in that process.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, a motion to suspend the rules.
Motion's been made to suspend with the rules. Roll call, please.
Lay,
Yes.
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yeah.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Second reading, I'd like to make a motion to adopt on second reading ordinance establishing the Lake County Health Department's local public health services fund, number 1161, non-reverting fund.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve on second reading, Lake County Health Department's fund number 1161. Roll call, please.
Lindamotor,
Was there any further discussion? I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. I want to revert back to acknowledgements for FEMA graduation. Oh, that would be our own Paul Petrie. Congratulations to you. Give him a applause. You want to tell us a little bit about,
Yeah. This was the FEMA Advanced Academy. It was a 4-week, year-long process. The first week focused on the individual and helping the individual improve. The second was to focus on the team and get the team better. The third week was our organization, getting the organization better. And then the fourth week was where we really got in hot water, talking about emergency management as a whole throughout the country and some of the emerging issues of that. The one thing that we had to do was we had to write a 8-page paper, which I hadn't done in 40 years. I don't even know what AMA 7 was when I first started. Successfully completed that, so.
congratulations.
I have newfound confidence in myself, and there were 21 people that were in this cohort that were in each of these classes with me that I can lean on now if I have questions for emergency management. So it was a great experience, but thank you very much.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
proud of you.
And also, as a side note, I found out that I recognize the name of Amy Lay, who's an employee of the coroner's office. I actually went to grade school with her. Haven't seen her since like second grade. So
Oh, wow, see,
That's
small world.
that was her daughter, Paige, that got the scholarship.
Time flies, Pete.
I don't know, wow.
Fairgrounds,
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to postpone this until the November 14th meeting, I believe it is.
motion's been made for deferment. There's a
Second.
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 Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-1 absent. That's both item B and B, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The entire A and B.
Criminal courts.
It's,
Councilman Ham.
it's grants, initially it's grants. Dean, can you assist with 7A? You have the agenda. Gina?
Yes, this was, I found out that they had gotten their SAFE grant award when they asked for the appropriations. They were unaware they needed to get council's approval to renew their SAFE grant. So that's why this was added last minute.
Oh, you.
I've approved it, yes. It was just,
Mhm.
a miscommunication. They didn't know.
But it's been rectified, so I would ask for approval of the grant criminal probation department supporting addiction-free environment safe. Second.
Is there a second? Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I move for approval to create a new line item for the Superior Court Criminal Division Safe Grant 9448.
Second.
63190 other professional services.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? All in favor signify by, roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindemulder,
Yes,
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
I move for approval of appropriation for the Criminal Division Safe Grant 63190 other professional services in the amount of $19,379.35.
second,
Motion's been made in second, in discussion. Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindemulder,
yes,
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Juvenile Detention Center. Councilman Lee.
Appropriation, County General Fund 1001, 63920, food and lodging, $130,000.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindemulder,
yes,
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Transfer County General Fund 1001 from 61120 professional 100,000 to 61100 overtime.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Grant application and grant approval, Grant Oversight Committee, Family Recovery Court equals Indiana Supreme Court, Office of Court Services, 2024 Problem Solving Court Grant Award.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
You're doing good. Keep-
Uh,
Somebody
Councilman
thought
Ham.
that committee. Yeah. Okay, Juvenile Court, /CASA -4006,
grant application and grant approval, grant oversight committee. One, court-appointed special advocate, C.A.S.A. program. I guess it's dash, data Supreme Court dash administration 2024 matching grant renewal application.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Court-appointed special advocate, C.A.S.A. program, Indiana Supreme Court Administration 2024 capacity building grant renewal application.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Thank you. Thank you.
Economic development.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve an ordinance on first reading establishing the Lake County Community Economic Development Home ARP Grant Fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Blake,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made to suspend with the rules. Roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to adopt ordinance on second reading establishing the Lake County Community Economic Development's Home ARP Grant Fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Thank you.
Plan Commission.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Plan Commission Ordinance 2564, Jonathan Banstra and Sarah Darnell, owner Sarah Darnell, the petitioner, 9/20/2023, that received a favorable recommendation from the Plan Commission.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
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 Opposed.
It's an
Oh, it's ordinance, sorry. Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Thank you.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
No need.
No need.
No, we don't
One
need-
lady.
One reading on
That's zoning.
Plan Commission.
It's getting ready.
Number 2.
All right, Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion, adopting the Plan Commission Ordinance 2565 NKJ Farms LLC owner and petitioner, from 9/20/23, which received a favorable recommendation from the Plan Commission.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Do you have something to say? No? Okay. Okay. All right, thank you. Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Lake County Sheriff. Councilman Lay.
Move to transfer County General Fund 1001 from 61140 Protective Service $205,000 to 61100 overtime, 120,000, 61190 part-time, 45,000, 61270 holiday pay, 40,000.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion?
Question, Madam Chair?
Yes.
When I see transfers of this size, a question comes to mind is if we're taking out 205,000 out of one budget line item, and pardon me if it's just me being my first year on this council, but why was this budgeted in this line item in the first place, and how will it impact the service of the department?
The surplus in protective services due to vacant positions that were at the beginning of the year, which are now mostly filled.
So are we eliminating these positions?
No, there were police officer positions that had yet to be hired. So those positions have been being hired throughout this year. So, but the surplus was there because they were vacant for part of the year.
Okay,
I have a similar question. You put them in the budget. I thought we were short of police officers.
So we're budgeted for the amount of police officers that we have for the contract. We weren't up to full staffing at the beginning of the year, so those police officers weren't being paid. They're now been hired. So there's a surplus in there from when they weren't receiving paychecks because they weren't hired.
Okay.
We have a, if I may add, we have a similar situation in the jail. We're running short on police officers and correctional officers, which is why we have a surplus in their salaries. They're not being used. And we're transferring those to overtime because that's what's filling these positions until the officers get hired in both the jail and the Meritos.
Yeah, I'll just add that I don't think they're similar. I mean, the jail is very short of staffing.
Even more.
Correction officers, right? So it's not the same situation.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-1 absent.
Thank you.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Jail 8002, I move to transfer County General Fund 100 from 61140 Protective Services, $985,000, 63620 Equipment Repair, $50,000 to 61100 Overtime, $900,000, 61190 Part-Time, $70,000. 61270 Holiday Pay, $15,000, 62240 Household and Institutional Supplies, $50,000, for a grand total of $1,035,000.
Second.
Motion's been made in second. Discussion? I have a question. Is there a list of folks that want to be police officers? I mean, is there a waiting list?
Yes, there's a eligibility list that have completed the process. There's still that if we do hire, we'll pull off of that list. Yes.
Okay, because I know, and I mentioned this several times before, I mean, we're so short in correctional officers. There was a time when you had to work as a correctional officer before you became a police officer. And I thought this would be, maybe would be a way to get some folks to work in the jail, knowing that they would, then it'd be an incentive to become an officer. It's just a thought. So I was just wondering if there was a waiting list, and you're saying there is. Okay. Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-1 absent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Superior Court Division Room 3. Councilman Hill.
Again, it's a grant. I move for approval in the Veterans Court, Indiana Supreme Court Office of Court Services for the approval for the 2024 Veterans Court grant.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-1 absent. Elections and registration.
Since they were not here on Thursday, should I make the motion first and then do some discussion if we have questions about it?
Yes.
Madam Chair, I move to transfer from the County General Fund from 61196 Election Day Workers, 35,000, 61280 Seasonal Employees, 36,000, to 61100 Overtime in the amount of 25,000, 61190 Part-Time, the amount of 10,000, 63310 Printing, the amount of 36,000, for a total of 71,000.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion.
Yeah, I would just, nobody was there on Thursday, just like to know, what we're, moving some of these things into, what, for printing and.
Absolutely. My apologies for not being on there on Thursday. When I originally looked at the agenda, I did not see us on there. It was probably my oversight of not seeing it. So I apologize for not being there. These are funds that we had requested in our last budget cycle, but due to budgetary cuts, they were cut short. And therefore we are trying to work within our own budget to transfer money. Luckily, this election cycle, because it is a municipal elections, we did cancel certain elections in the primary elections as well as in the general. And so we do have a little bit extra money within the election day workers to help with the overtime. Part-time, I was only given one part-timer, so I need to make sure that we are balanced between Democrats and Republicans, and that our printing, due to additional training that we've been doing for our poll workers and other new forms that the state has done. A lot of times we just recycle all of our materials, but this past year, they did do a lot of new forms that have required us to do additional printing.
I actually questioned why we were taking from employee salaries money to a printing line item. I felt there was no other line item to use.
We tried to stick within the same line series so that way we could do it. But again, a lot of our budget was cut short. So many of our line items where we would have been able to transfer into that were also cut short. I believe we were cut about $250,000 in the last budget cycle. And so therefore, a lot of our funds were cut short where we needed them. So again, we're just trying to, without coming in asking for new funds, just trying to make it work within the budget. And again, that's where a lot of the money was the election day workers, just because we didn't have some elections.
Okay, thank you. All right. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-1 absent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right,
All right.
ready? Do we have to suspend the rules on these, or can we just forego that?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, okay.
Get after it, Pete.
Yeah, let's do it. Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the ordinance establishing the Adult Community Corrections, Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for Community Supervision Program, even numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Slay,
Yes.
Lindemoller,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, the motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend the rules. Roll call, please.
Lindemoller,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to adopt on second reading, the ordinance establishing the Adult Community Corrections, Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for Community Supervision Program, even numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion.
who seconded that motion?
Councilman Ham.
I did.
Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindemoller,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the ordinance establishing the Adult Community Corrections, Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for Drug Court Program, even numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindemoller,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend the rules. Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindemoller,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, move to adopt on second reading the ordinance establishing the Adult Community Corrections, Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for Drug Court Program, even numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the ordinance establishing the Adult Community Corrections Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for Residential/Work Release Program, even numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend the rules. Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes. Motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, move to adopt on second reading the ordinance establishing the Adult Community Corrections Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for Residential/Work Release Program, even numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Don't need to read the whole thing? No.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
I don't know. I'm gonna pass out reading.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the ordinance establishing the Adult Community Corrections Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for a Veterans Court Program, even numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yeah.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend the rules. Roll call, please.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Councilman Ham told me a cheat code, so I'm gonna go. Madam Chair, I move to adopt the ordinance on second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made
Second.
and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Good job.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion approving an ordinance establishing the Adult Community Corrections Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for the Mental Health Court, even numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made to suspend the rules. Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, move to adopt the ordinance on second reading.
Second.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, make a motion to approve the ordinance establishing the Adult Community
You
Corrections.
get suspend. Oh,
We just. I think we're on the
okay,
next
go
one.
ahead. I lost track.
No, we're good. I've been taking notes. The ordinance establishing the Adult Community Corrections Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for a reentry court, even numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Motion's been made and seconded for approval on second reading.
Who seconded it?
Second.
Nima, oh. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yeah.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made to suspend the rules. Roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
yes,
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, move to adopt on second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adopt on second reading. Discussion, roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Jasmine, did you get a seconder on the one prior to that for the, after the suspension?
Yeah,
I think Councilman.
For number 5,
Yeah, there was 5 and then 6 when they suspended the rules.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't, I didn't hear
Thank
that.
you.
Thank
All
you.
right, last one. Madam Chair, make a motion to approve the ordinance establishing the Lake County Adult Community Corrections Programs, Community Corrections Project Income Fund and Non-Reverting Fund.
motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion, roll call, please.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
Motion's, is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend the rules. Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, move to adopt on second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adopt on second reading. Discussion, roll call, please.
Lay,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Great job.
No, I was not exactly truthful. There's one more. Madam Chair, I move to approve of the ordinance establishing the Lake County Adult Community Corrections Programs Community Transition Program Fund and Non-Reverting Fund.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion, roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
yes,
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend the rules. Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Lay,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve revised 144 of the county general.
Wait, we have it, where you're ahead of things.
Oh, I thought he already voted.
No, Madam Chair, move to approve on second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve on second reading. Discussion, roll call, please.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
Great job.
Thank you.
I thought Ted was jumping in to help you out. That's what I thought.
I didn't realize it was that long. I thought we had already done finished the parks one.
You're the only councilman on that committee? That's the way it looks. He's the only one
He did a
listed.
Great job with it.
Yeah.
I think he should be the only one.
Yeah.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
Just thank Pete.
Thank you, Pete.
No problem.
Madam Chair, under item 18, Park and Recreation, I'd like to make a motion to approve an ordinance on first reading establishing the Lake County Park Department's American Rescue Plan Act, Next Level Conservation Trust, Grant Fund, and Non-Reverting Fund.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
Quick matter of discussion.
Discussion.
This is for the purchase of the C.A.S.A property for the site of Lake Hills County Park.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
Is there a second? Motion's been made and seconded to suspend with the rules. Roll call, please.
Clay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, motion to adopt on second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adopt on second reading. Discussion, roll call, please.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
Clay,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Okay, County Council.
Your turn.
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna try it one more time. Pete, now I'm gonna give it a shot.
Good.
Make a motion to approve revised 144 county general effective 8/1 of 23 to 12/31 of 23. Position as Director of Finance 11054-001. Present salary of 180,000. Their proposed is 252. There's a difference of 72,000. The reason for this motion is the change
Second.
and the purpose
Motion's been made and seconded.
of having the director spearhead and run and manage the day-to-day operate, the changes that are happening with our software program.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. There was discussion. Any further discussion on this?
Yes, discussion. This whole procedure started, and I hope the spirit in which I'm making certain comments are received in that way. I found Scott to be a very capable employee, have found nothing wrong with him since I've been here. He's answered questions or was able to locate the answer. I believe you certainly have competent attorneys. I know, although I am an attorney, I'm not an attorney for the council, but it's almost impossible to turn a skill off and on randomly. So that means I do look at things. This whole thing started with a communication, an email from Commissioner Repay. And what he had suggested at the very outset, I responded very quickly. I thought it was would end up being ghost payrolling, which would have been under 35-44.1-1-3. That means where a person is being paid twice. So that was wrong. I responded. I think the commissioner asked me that he wasn't seeking advice, and I was asking, why did he send me the letter? He had to be sending me the letter to do something with it, and I thought he was looking for advice. The next letter, or I'm say letters, they're emails. The next email I received was from Scott. He indicated in the email that he and I had a verbal conversation and I had agreed to, in fact, support $30,000. He's absolutely right about that. I did think that discussion was not for publication. So in the future, if you discuss anything with me, I believe I can repeat it verbally. But he failed to say that what he offered me, our first discussion had to do with $60,000. And I told him I certainly could not support 60, but I would support 30,000. The final letter, email, I apologize for that. The final email I got from was from Attorney O'Donnell, and who again, I know him to be a very competent attorney. He said he corrected the problem that I mentioned under 35 by a policy. Well, that I believe to be absolutely wrong. Now we get down to, I think this is incomplete in terms of what you're doing here today. One, you're making something retroactive, and I believe the State Board of Accounts is going to look at this. You're making a 40% increase in salary. That's a tremendous increase to make it in the 8th month of, well, you're making it retroactive. We're in the 10th month, making it retroactive back to the 8th. There is no way, I believe, anyone is entitled to 40%. That's just absolutely make no sense in terms of the other employees in this county. And again, this is not a reflection on his work. I think he does very well. I wouldn't even vote for myself to get a 40% raise in pay. But beyond that, I believe it is corrected. You're doing it right to correct this ghost employment that you've corrected by here. But I think you would have to write an entire new job description, not do it verbally. And again, I don't find fault with what Ted has said, but I think it should be put in writing. The job description should come back here. As I understand it, Director of Finance is statutory. I've been told it's statutory, but his job description is, and I do apologize, I haven't read it. But again, if you're going to pay Scott $250,000 with a 40% increase, starting at $14,000 a month, is this going to? I don't know if this is going to be now the 2024 salary. That would make him the highest paid person in this county. That's over the sheriff, over the prosecutor. I believe both of those individuals under
Surveyor.
A surveyor. Or you talking about Bill makes this kind of money?
He gets a 35,000 extra year because he has a.
Well, I'm not talking about extra. Is his salary $250,000,000? Yeah, I didn't think it was. So again, I believe, and again, I believe you have to draft a job description because this has got to be looked at in terms of an audit. This is just a very huge salary, and he may be worth it. I have no idea other than I believe he's going to be dealing with Oracle. As I understand, we done wasted $5 billion on that. So if he can correct it, 72,000, that may not be a bad deal.
That's, Councilman, if I could
Go ahead.
dovetail in on what you're saying. The reason I'll make a motion and support this is because we have to look at outside consulting. When we work folks here in government, it's a lot different when we take them out of their job description. We don't pay anything for work after 8 hours. We don't pay anyone to come. We don't have time and a half over 8 Saturdays, Sunday being double time. So what we have is incentives. So you can do, whether it's a separate contract, someone with that, especially that special skill set to actually oversee this. This is so complex of what Scott is overseeing. It sounds like, Jesus, this is a ton of money. Go to an outside contractor and see what we would pay to have that position filled and managed. You're triple that cost, maybe 4 times that cost. And we need a go-to person. This is an amended salary to give an offset supplemental pay to get a job done that desperately has to get done. And there's nobody, and I'll say this boastfully, I don't feel there's anyone in this building that can do the job and get this done and make us successful. So this whole budget cycle for 2024 doesn't get reset, which should be catastrophic to every one of us in this room. And the only one that can get that done is Scott. And I don't think that it's any other type of feather bedding. It's no different than anyone else receiving a supplemental pay. And maybe I was using with Bill, there was a lot of naysayers that said, well, hey, he's got a degree in engineering that, you know, well, you deserve that. You earned it. When you have that skill set, there's certain jobs that will pay more. They're going to pay more truly than maybe housekeeping. But just based on the skill and ability level needed to get the job done. And we don't have anyone else and no one else that can get that done. And we've looked. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Further
further
discussion?
Yes, I hadn't concluded. I simply yield. It's sort of like the House of Representatives. Everybody seems to yield over there. I think everything you said is great. Put it inside of, I would suggest, but again, I'm not your attorney. I would suggest you put it inside of a job description. You also making it retroactive. That means he started, I would assume, back in August doing this. Now, if he started working prior to this change you're making, it was necessary for him to maintain a time clock. because that seems to be floating off of Commissioner repay. In other words, you corrected it, but you also have made it retroactive. I heard everything you said, and of course, my vote is not needed. And if you didn't follow me on on the difference between deferred and postponed, I'm sure you're not going to follow me on this. But my vote will be no. It's not a reflection on Scott. It really isn't. It's just, I think, I don't think it's enough document.
Might be the formula, might be.
Excuse me, he had the floor.
It might be the
Let him.
confusion.
No,
With your thought.
I addressed Mr. Lee, I said.
no, that's okay. No, I assure you, I'm not confused. I'm an accountant also. I'm not confused at all what's going on here. But I don't mean I have to be right. I just simply, my vote will be no. And I certainly appreciate the time. But I would go and actually put a new job description in writing. And that's my only suggestion.
Anyone else have a comment?
Madam Chair, if I could just make one more statement, please. Scott, what we did is you have a salary based on an hourly rate. If you divide that by 2,080, which is 40 hours a week times 52 weeks a year, and you come up with an hourly rate based on that salary, then if you figure you're working in an extra 10 to 20 hours, 30 hours a month or whatever, take that hourly base, if you wanted to figure it, and times that by the amount, and kind of get you to where you're at, where we have someone that's spearheading this. So just maybe some point of clarification, Scott, if you want to.
Yeah, I'll just chime in for a second. It's effective 8/1, terminates 12/31. So it's not a full $250,000 increase.
Oh, it's 72,000. I just said that.
No, I'm saying the salary is not $252,000.
Okay, I think that's where there's confusion coming in, because if it's the 6,000 for 5 months, that's 30,000. Why aren't we just increasing this by 30,000 until the end of the year? That's what I don't understand.
We can do that.
I think
we
it's the
can do-
simplest
Well,
ways to do it, and then
it's all been very confusing for different parties to digest. If you want to increase it by 30, there's what is there, 6 pays left in the year? So in order for me to get the 30,000 paid out, I won't have that this year. I'll have to carry into next year. There's 5 left, right? So then we'd have to just carry this payment into next year. Or you retroactive, you do 30,000 increase retroactive to January. And then it's a $30,000 increase for this year. At the end of the day, it's a $30,000. It's
6/1, half dozen the other.
Right. It's to get $30,000 paid out, and with the
I didn't do
minutia
it
of
well.
government.
Great job explaining. Thank you.
With the minutia of government and this mechanism, trying to achieve that, is just creating all kinds of confusion. I mean, I can see the newspapers, get their pencil sharpened. Oh, $250,000 a year increase headline.
He was writing back there very
That's not even-
feverishly.
That's not the case. That's not the case.
so you're saying you have to do the 72 to get to the 30.
Yes.
Yeah,
It
just so we're clear.
changes the run rate to 6,000 a month. So 72,000 divided by 12 is 6,000 a month. 6,000 a month from August to December is 30,000.
Right.
And it turns off.
And it's an annual salary. We pass an annual salary for everybody.
Right.
So that's why this revised 144 is to modify the salary ordinance that we have. To say, hey, for this year, retroactive, we do it this way for everybody.
And I'm not trying to be wise. I mean, I do appreciate the questions and the interrogations and the diving in, because that really shows that you guys have the ability to do this. But we don't consistently do this with new positions that we add or any other salary adjustments that we do. But it's easy to identify me and look at this and go, oh, it's a lot of money. It's a $30,000 job or $30,000 increase. But yet consistently every budget goes by, we add 5, 6 positions. No questions, nothing, no job descriptions, no anything. So I think, that this really demonstrates that we have that ability. So I'm glad Flores has brought this up.
But let me tell you
because I
what.
think we can do this more consistently going forward.
Right, but let
So
me,
you did provide me with your job description, what you've been, what work you've been doing so far and will be doing. So we can add that. I'll have it printed and we can add it to the
Well-
we can make a copy of it. We could put it in a job description
And
form.
then back to the 30,000, I did tell you 60, right?
yeah, but but
60
the
was
way,
divided
the,
by,
right,
at the
but Scott,
time,
the way
it's
the
a different math.
communication came is that I just agreed flatly to 30, no process. And I said, yes, I could support 30.
Yeah.
It's easy to get 30. Give a lump sum payment of 30,000. Why we got, I don't
then why are we
understand.
here?
And this is 30,000. I know it looks like.
No.
72.
If he's gonna work 5 months and you want to give him 6,000 a month, you give him 30,000. Write a check for $30,000.
Okay, but
We do that.
you can't. do
But
that.
you can't do that?
No, this is, I mean, there's been discussion
Yeah,
with the state board on
correct.
this too. I
Well,
mean,
they
it's
said
not
they
like-
can't,
it's not like
you
we're
can't do
pulling
that.
this out
They
of
need
the
to,
binder.
right, they need to change, we need, even if it was an incentive pay like that, we still need to change the salary ordinance.
Yes, you have to do 2 things. I had a discussion with the state board of accounts.
Said give them
I
a
assure you,
$1,000.
Right.
no, I've had a discussion at great length. You have to change the salary ordinance and you have to produce a new job description, not one that's verbal. It should be
Well,
here.
it isn't.
But again, since I've decided what my vote is, what's here, I'm not, no, I don't understand. this.
Okay.
Call for a vote.
Do you want any comment on the ghost payrolling issue or do you want to pass on?
You can comment on it. I mean, you can state the
Ghost
idea.
payrolling is when you don't work and get paid. It's not when you work and get paid. So, and it's not, he's not doing 2 jobs. He's doing this job and then a special project on top of his regular job. We've done this before. We did it with Dante I think it was when we were switching over to Lawson from the old thing. So this is, you know, Ted's right. There is nobody, I don't think, in this building could figure out this stuff with Baker Tilly, but that's getting into policy as opposed to legal.
Yeah, but that's not accurate. That's not accurate. What ghost employment is what it's called. It's when you're paid when you don't do work. I said initially, this corrects it. This is part of the correction. If you leave this off, he has a problem. You must do this, change
Correct.
the
That's-
salary order.
That's what you stated, that.
Yeah, that you
corrected.
corrected.
Yes.
You corrected third. What Commissioner Repay sent me is ghost payrolling.
Yeah.
He'd have been working in 2 places, in the legislative branch and the executive branch. You can't do that, period. I've litigated that. Hey, I ain't reading a book. I've litigated, you can't do that.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, so I said, this, what you're doing, correct.
Yes.
The only other thing I was suggesting is
Yes.
that you should, in fact, put the job description in there. Now, I don't understand the 72 to 50.
Yeah, well, we will add the job description. I'll have Carol print it and we'll make it part of the record. Yeah, I mean, Scott has been the only one that really has been able to work with Baker and Tilly and HTC, and he's up in the middle of the night because of the change of hours, time difference. I don't think anybody feels here that you're not worth this. It's just the manner in which it came about and the understanding of the mechanism here. So with that, roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Pass.
Lindemulder,
Yes.
Lay,
No.
Sid,
Yes. Motion passes 4 yes, 1 no.
5 yes.
Yeah, it is 5 yes. See, yes. It's 5
Uh,
yes, 1 no, 1 absent. These are messing with me. All right, next is ordinance establishing the procedures. Someone want to handle that, Councilman Lane?
With your permission, I would appreciate if Ray could handle that. We we had a discussion. I have not been able to read the,
Ray, you want to give an overview?
Right, and
You
then.
want me to make a motion?
You want to make a motion, yeah, and then we can have,
No.
well,
Madam
no,
Chair, you would-
no,
No.
we don't.
No, no motion, good.
And I'll explain why not at this point in time. And this will not be as complicated as the last one. There was, a Senate Bill 157 adopted in last year. Becomes effective, July 1st of this year, so it's in effect now. And it provides that the county council, being the legislative body, would adopt an ordinance setting out certain policies for tax sales or state tax sales. But they don't have to. We don't have to do that. I talked with Max Fetch on this, who was going to get back to me, but he did not have time to put together what they were doing. Since the commissioners handle the tax sales, okay, they're the ones that would write the procedure, and we would put that in an ordinance. So it would become, you know, one of our codes sections. What I did, and I haven't heard from him, but I expect to, because I'm going to talk with the commissioners about following this procedure that I put together that's directly out of the statute and additional procedures which they're allowed with the enabling ordinance. So what I'd like you to do today is just postpone it for a date certain so that we'll have time, I'll have time to put this together and take a look at it. So what you've got here is a rough draft. Probably this would be best defined as a skeleton ordinance. That the first page is from the statute, so that would be accepted. And then when I get more information, the second or third or fourth page, and we can discuss that and adopt it in November, December. So there's no hurry on it, but what I wanted to do, and I told Matt, is I'm going to put in permission to put this on as could be discussion, use of discussions and action, but this is just going to be for discussion at this point. Why I say that is they may decide not to follow any of this procedure. What it, and so far will be,
Okay, I will say that I did request that we had input from the commissioners because they are the ones that handle the tax house. Mr. McCain, do you have anything that you would like to say? I'm sorry that you had to sit through this, this is at the end.
Chair for the opportunity to speak. But thank you to Councilman Lane for sponsoring this legislation. In order for the city of Gary to effectuate our own ordinance, the county must first adopt them. And this is the work that was long started by the late John Dahl. Very successful legislation passed. It affects Gary the most as far as these tax sale properties. As we are winding down, we would like to either get this across the finish line before the end of the year, at least so that we have a framework in place so that when the properties, the parcels that have appeared on the treasurer's sale and the commissioner's sale for the requisite number of cycles, the city can procure them and market them through proper means. So we appreciate the council's consideration.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll get this done in November. Thank you for your patience today. Okay, I'm going to motion to postpone.
Yes, ma'am, to November 14th.
second,
Motion's been made and seconded to postpone to November 14, 2023. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent. Yes, he's going to do that.
Madam Chair, so there's no confusion. What the council has now done is, I think you corrected any problems that I saw. You're gonna, but we need to get that job description here. So that can be approved.
Oh,
In this meeting. That takes care of everything.
In the meantime,
in the meantime,
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to add an ordinance onto, for the reading of an ordinance onto the agenda.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to add the ordinance amending the Lake County self-insurance ordinance onto the agenda. All in favors? Was that second?
Yes.
Motion and seconded. Okay, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I move to approve an ordinance amending the Lake County self-insurance ordinance number 992C-3.
You want to read the ordinance into record?
No.
A second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the ordinance amending the Lake County self-insurance ordinance. Discussion? Anybody want to add any discussion? Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made to and seconded to suspend with the rules. Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the ordinance on second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the ordinance on second reading. Discussion, roll call, please.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Okay, we have appointments to be made. Are you looking for that email, Scott, or no?
Madam Chairman, do we
It's
have
hard to do this and that.
somebody for the review team? I'll make a motion to open up nominations for the county domestic violence family review team, the educator position.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to open up nominations. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent. I would like the Andrea Graciano to be nominated. She currently sits on the review team.
Motion to close nominations.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to close the nominations. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes.
Motion to seat.
Councilman Ham, go ahead.
Motion to seat Ms. Graciano.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to seat Andrea Graciano. Discussion, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent. Veterans Memorial did ask that this be deferred till November.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to postpone until November 14th.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes.
Second.
Second.
Did I say defer?
You did.
Excuse me.
Don't do that.
Lord.
I meant postpone. Motion's been made and seconded for postponement to November 14th, 2023. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-1 absent. Okay, anyone in the audience, any public comment? Anyone care to give public comment? Okay, public comment now closed. Any of my councilmen have,
Madam Chair, just a couple things. The Senate Enrolled Act 157 was actually recognized by the Association of Indiana Counties and award presented to Lake County for intergovernmental cooperation between Lake County and IU Northwest in the drafting of this legislation. So I wanted to lift that up. We received a nice green sign and photo opportunity at the conference. Commissioner Tippy and I received the award, so we'll have a sign out in front of the building here soon for that. Another thing is, we were talking about Scott's, the revised 144. A question I have, and maybe it's something that can or can't be resolved. Looking back at how we got here, we're paying Scott more. We have discovered through this process that entries were made improperly in Lawson. There was a claim by data that people didn't attend training, and then a claim by employees that yes, they did attend training, but the training was bad. And then we have the treasurer's and auditor's office that, you know, obviously didn't reach out for a life raft in the process. And yet the revised 144 that we're considering is coming out of the general fund, I would assume reserves. And there are no, to this point, no measures that I can see that are being talked about or taken where, depending upon discovery, we're looking at something of consequence as it relates to the procedures that failed in getting to this point. Not that you can take punitive measures on elected officials, but I'd sure like to, you know, all the money that's being spent is to correct errors that could have been prevented. We could argue the virtues of the software all we want, but the bottom line is everybody had a job to do in the process, and there were many jobs that weren't done. So I want to make sure that as we go forward here, that if we're paying extra bills for these things, it shouldn't always come from that general fund levy of the taxpayers to pay for things that people should have been doing correctly in the first place. Thank you.
Anyone else have anything further to say? Anything going on? Okay. Okay. I do agree with you that certain office holders have failed to fulfill their obligation of their duties provided by the statute for which they govern. And yeah, I just don't know what the resolve is. Perhaps, you know, we've talked about decreasing their funds to help pay for this increase. The cost of the additional contractor, Scott's salary. All right, if nothing further, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes. Thank you, everyone.